What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wings on Catella, brought to you by the Sporting Tribune on the TST Podcast Network. This is episode 22. I don't feel 22. I haven't felt 22 in a very long time. I am TaylorBlakeWard, managing editor of the Sporting Tribune. And first things first, guys, happy belated Leif Erikson Day. Hinga Dinga Durgan. We have our regular panel with us today, bringing back the legend himself with a fresh haircut. Now, although he left, he promised Rose and all of us that he'd never let go. So we have Mr. Jack Janes here with us, covers the Anaheim Ducks and the LA Angels for the Sporting Tribune. Jack, how you doing, pal?
I'm doing good. We have a fall break right now for Arizona State, so I had a couple days off. So I came home for the weekend, got a haircut, enjoying the nice and cool 75-degree weather. So can't complain.
I'm about to call you after this. We might have to do lunch. Lunchman himself, the producer on hand, on site, Mr. Dr. Feelgood himself, Thomas Lee Murray, aka Tommy Lee Murray. He covers the LA Angels and Anaheim Ducks as well for TST. Thomas, hey buddy.
Hey man, what's going on?
Same old, man. Same old. And last, but certainly...
Happy Leif Erikson Day.
Hinga dinga durgan. Hinga dinga durgan. And last, but certainly not the least, the man who does not knock on wood, redwood trees, or any other kind, Zach Kavanaugh, who is on location, the Anaheim Ducks. He's on location in San Jose covering the Anaheim Ducks' second regular season game. Zach covers the Anaheim Ducks for the Sporting Tribune. Zach, how did you like my pop culture reference?
You tried, and I think the effort is what counts in situations like that.
We'll get into that one.
Especially because, Jack's is low-hanging fruit. You think
easy.
Pop culture Jack, and you're like, oh.
I already Jack's mannequin him, though. I did Jack's mannequin for Jack.
Yeah, but that's a niche reference.
Yeah, but that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So you went broad. That's fine.
Thanks, Zach. Good to see you too, man. Everything's doing great, guys. You guys can check out all of our work.
I'm on 3 hours of sleep, and I'm mainlining Diet Coke, man.
You're doing great.
I'm trying to be here.
You're doing great, buddy. You guys can find all of our work at www.thesportingtribune.com. We'll plug the socials a little later. Today we're going to chat about Beckett Sennecke's NHL debut, Joel Quenneville's Anaheim Ducks debut, the Ducks season opener, give some predictions for the 25-26 campaign. Also talk some Angel stuff, address some things that Perry Minasian addressed in his postseason address. Also some instructional league notes and what the Angels need to do this winter to not only try to contend, but also for most people to keep their jobs in a sense. So we're going to start with some Ducks chat because we do have Zach, who just flew in from Seattle to San Jose like 20 minutes ago, very recently. Now, Zach and Thomas, you guys were cogs on the Anaheim Ducks YouTube pages recently. But we want to talk about Beckett Sennecke's NHL debut, him, first off, making the roster, his NHL debut, and the Ducks regular season opener, which was also Joel Quenneville's Ducks debut. For that, we're going to go to Zach Kavanaugh. Zach, what did you see last night in Seattle that kind of maybe still sitting on your mind?
Yeah, it was... I think it was a thing where the game starts, we're all ready to go. We've been, waiting for regular season hockey. And as the first period's going along, Seattle scores the first goal, and you're like, okay, little down. Beckett responds 2 minutes later, and you go, okay, hey, what a magical moment. And I'm watching the game. I'm not really paying attention to the stats. I'm just sort of trying to get a feel of things. And then the end of the period goes, and I look at the scoreboard, and it's like shots, 17-5. I was like, what the hell? And then I go look at the analytical stats, and 92% of the expected goals after the first period. It's like 80 or something percent of the shot attempts in the first period. And I said, I don't think in the entire Greg Cronin experience that we saw a single period that was played like that. They were fast. They were relentless. They were coming in waves. They were creating traffic in front of the net. They were shooting every chance they could and getting good chances off of it and working hard on the boards, working hard down low. The energy level that this team has preached, it's like its number one top thing that it wanted to achieve throughout the preseason and training camp, completely evident in that first period. And I thought, all right, we're off to the races. Let's go watch some top level hockey. And then things sort of leveled out and petered off, and mental mistakes, and you go down the rest of the way. The offense just doesn't generate really anything of note in the third, particularly. The defensive lapses were at the worst possible time in transition, allowing goals right in front of the net. So it was a high and a low. And I think the team took a day off today when they were supposed to be practicing. And I wonder if that's a recognition of, one, the travel maybe, and two, they worked so hard during the training camp and preseason, and they blew so much energy to start off that game that they ran out of gas early, and they're kind of needing to dial back on the fast-paced practice that they are trying to run. So that's kind of my thought right now. And obviously a huge moment for Beckett Sennecke, which I know we'll get into. So those are my top line thoughts.
Yeah. In our notebook, our script, I just put the season starter kit kind of thing. But I think last night was an example of what the starter kit is for the Anaheim Ducks. This is a different Ducks team. Whether that means that they are a playoff team or not, we'll get into a little bit. But it's a different Ducks team under Joel Quenneville, very evidently, as opposed to Greg Cronin. Jack, I don't know if you were able to watch the game last night. I don't know if you were traveling, but Jack, what were your thoughts? And like I said, we can't take one game as an isolation mark of what this Ducks team is going to be, but it did show something. So you saw it through the preseason, you've seen it now. Jack, what'd you think?
Yeah, I was able to watch it. I think the first thing that stood out to me was before the game even started, when the lines were posted, I saw the second line of Sennecke, McTavish, and Cutter-Gauthier, and I thought that's going to be so much fun to watch because it's going to be all gas and no defense. And defensively, I don't even think they were that bad, but offensively, especially in that first period, you saw how dangerous they could be. They were flying up and down the ice. They were creating high danger scoring chances. And like Zach said, the first period was just coming out hot right out of the gate. And I think they just, like Zach said, burnt all their energy out in that first period because you saw the second period, they're a little bit slower. In the third period, it looked like their legs were kind of dragging behind them. But that second line, I thought that was a really good line, especially in that first period. Not the best Dostal outing, but I can't really put the blame on all three goals on him because I think if I remember correctly, the first goal was through traffic, and then the second one, it was just defensive miscues all over the place, missed assignments, left two guys wide open in front of the net. Hard to blame Dostal from that. Just the year he had last year, it's almost like, oh, how come he didn't make that? I think those are the two things that stood out the most to me. I mean, as Zach agrees, Joey Decord, really good goaltender. So, sometimes you got to tip your cap to him, especially in that first period.
I was going to mention that. I do have a note. The transition, Joey Decord, obviously the goaltender for Seattle Kraken, went to Arizona State. We have Jack and Zach, who both are Cronkite, Arizona State members. I just wanted to ask you guys, where does Gavin McKenna sit on Public Enemy number what?
Number one.
You
don't come into Mullet Arena and throw a forks down in your first.
It's not the last time he's going to be number one in something.
Get out of here.
I mean, you kind of have to expect that when the entire student section's booing him every time he touches the puck and chanting "overrated" the whole weekend. So
Jack.
Well, you know what, Jack? We can take credit for Gavin McKenna's career because without that push from the Arizona State fan base, he wouldn't be what he's going to be.
Yeah, I remember sending a text to my buddy because my buddy texted me how Gavin McKenna's looking, and I said, "Well, he's a -1, so not very good. I don't think he's a number one overall pick."
Yeah, Public Enemy number one, draft pick number one. Jack, give me your quick thoughts on Gavin McKenna. Kid's got to be outrageously good.
His vision is insane. I know I texted in our group chat. His vision is insane. I mean, there's passes that he makes that I didn't even think were going to be possible. Because, from the press box, you have a bird's eye view of everything. You can kind of see passes before they happen. He made so many passes where it's like, there's no open man here. And he just, on a seam, right to a guy, right on the tape. His second assist on opening night, the play happened so fast. I thought the guy scored on a rebound, but it was really a pass from McKenna. McKenna was in the slot. Puck comes up to him, and he didn't even look to where he was passing. He just knew where the guy was. And that's another thing that impressed me the most was he knew where everybody was on the ice without even looking up. You see so many guys that that are good passers. Their heads are always turning like they're an owl because they're always scanning the ice. Where is everybody? He doesn't even do that. He just knows where everybody is.
Come for the draft content. Come for the Ducks, stay for the draft content.
Yeah.
Thomas, were you able to watch last night's game? The Ducks?
I was not, actually, but I was keeping up with Zach's stats throughout the night and his lovely live tweets that I always appreciate.
So just real quick, Zach, the Ducks skated for about 7 days straight. Practices on and off 7 days straight about before last night.
Yeah, well, they had the last day off they had was Sunday, so they did, and the last day off they had before that was the Sunday prior. So
Okay.
they'd been skating,
So wear and tear.
Not 10 out of 11 out of 14 days. Yeah.
You got to get your legs back, but wear and tear is probably a part of this a little bit. So, Thomas, based on what you were kind of evaluating, based on what Zach was saying, thoughts on the Ducks moving forward right now?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. What was it? You said it was 17 shots, right, Zach? I mean,
first period, yeah.
I mean, that's really impressive for them just because I remember there were so many times when I was seeing them last year and it was like a period ending with like only 7 shots and like, zero puck control or just any possession of it at all. And I'm like, you're not creating opportunities for yourself. And, I know my knowledge of hockey isn't as deep as, I didn't play hockey or anything like that. But still, I mean, that's just a really good sign. And when in any sports, you control if there's a sport where you control the time of possession, you can do that. That's going to be huge for you. So I would say it's really nice to just kind of see where you're seeing the vision for the team and what they could be. And, by the sound of what Zach's saying and Jack, just kind of got gassed at the end, right? So, good on them for giving them the day off of practice today, and hopefully they can get their legs back and be back at it hopefully tomorrow.
Part of last night, we've mentioned it a few times, Beckett Sennecke making his NHL debut. The fact that he made the roster was maybe a 50-50. I think we all kind of slightly anticipated it. It was up in the air, but kind of anticipated. Second wing with Cutter and Mason, as we mentioned in our last episode, that's blatant spot, right? Once Ryan Strome went down, you had to move someone up into that right wing because you have to move Granlund down, and Beckett made the most sense. Scores a goal in his first NHL game. Crash a net, put pucks on the net, crash a net. Seems simple, but number one, out of the way. Family reaction, whole thing. Family got to see it. They got to see his first game. Solo lap and a goal. That's got to be pretty stinking fun. Jack, thoughts on Beckett? You kind of mentioned it already, but Beckett Sennecke's debut.
Yeah, he looked pretty solid. It looked way better than the few preseason games I was able to watch him in. I felt like in preseason he was kind of trying to make plays that he was getting away with in juniors, and it just wasn't happening in preseason. I didn't really see any of that in the game last night. I felt like he played a pretty solid, pretty safe game. And like I said earlier, the line with him, McTavish, and Cutter Gauthier, it just looked lethal in the first period, and they were generating a lot of high danger scoring chances. So overall, it's a pretty good game to build off of. Yeah.
And Zach, what we were talking about last episode is you can't have liabilities on this Ducks roster right now. And I mentioned I said Beckett would be a liability. Last night it didn't seem that way. I don't know if you feel the same.
Yeah, no, I think beyond the goal, I think the thing that stood out the most to me because obviously I'm taking time to just stare at him on a few of those shifts. He had a level of composure with the puck that I don't think I had seen really from him in any of the game action previous. Like Jack said, he wasn't, throwing the puck into places he shouldn't have. He was making the smart play. He was making the safe play. And for all the gruff we've given him about being knocked off the puck, there were a couple times when he got crumpled on the boards, but he kind of held his own and kept the puck away from his body and was able to control it. And he was really good on the forecheck, I thought, too. There's so many little things in his game that stood out to me beyond the goal. And the goal itself, like, really the star of that goal is not Beckett Sennecke. It was Mason McTavish with the forecheck and the again, bodying the puck and just the stellar backhand feed. But what Beckett did is he was in on that forecheck. He didn't necessarily force the turnover, but his pressure alone kind of makes the guy have to make a quick move. And then instead of doing a flyby, he immediately, because he's forechecking behind the net, turns and gets into the smart spot, back post, ready to knock something in. And he was in the right place, right time. He even said when we asked him about it, he's sort of like, I don't really know how it developed. I just kept my stick on the ice and I scored. And that's honestly the smartest thing. Like good goal scorers, the saying is always they go to the front of the net and the puck will find them. And that happened on that first goal for Beckett. And if he can just use that hockey IQ, which is really his best trait at this point, you got to just let him fly. And I think the fact that he was able to play on the second line, of course, it's a shame that it's due to the injury, but having him there, if he can produce alongside those guys, I mean, there's no reason for him not to stay up all year, and just let him, continue to develop because I think he has NHL level skill. It's just kind of building up the rest of the traits. So very good starting point for him, certainly.
Just a thought process that came in right now is we've talked about you want your fourth line to be better than everyone's first line in the AHL, right? You want your AHL first line to be better than everyone's. I think at this point with Beckett, if he continues at this trend, your fourth line can be a fourth scoring line. You can have Nesterenko. You can throw Sidorov on there. I mean, you're going to have to sacrifice playing time for Ryan Poehling and Sam Colangelo and others, but that's worth it if you have that fourth scoring line. And also if Mason is playing to his capabilities as well. I am going to take that. You guys move on with a little more Duck stuff.
I'm just going to say real quick, this schedule, it looks pretty light in the month of October. If the Ducks can find what they had going on in that first period, I think they could have a really good start to this season. Obviously, they played a team in Seattle that's not that good, and they floundered away 2 periods. But I mean, you look at the rest of the schedule: San Jose, not a very good team; Pittsburgh, not a very good team; Carolina's really good; Chicago, not a very good team; Nashville, not a very good team; Boston, I don't know what to make of them; Tampa Bay, very good; Florida, very good; Detroit, yeah. So they have an opportunity to come out with a winning record in October, and I think if they play, they don't have to play the like they did in the first period all 60 minutes the whole month, but if they can play similar to that standard for a whole month, I think they're going to be looking at a pretty good start to the season.
Yeah, I think I don't want to be standings watching quite yet after game one, but it is noticeable to me that the Ducks are the only team in the Pacific Division to not pick up a point yet, right? Everybody else has either gone to overtime at the very least or won. And, I'm not saying that they've thrown away their playoff chances after one game. But, I think they hammered on the quick start. The schedule is there for them. The schedule after the stretch you just said is super tough. So you definitely have to bank these points now before the schedule gets tougher. It's about consistency of effort. And I think that's kind of the number one thing. Like, take that effort from the first period, figure out how to, if you got to tamp it down even just like 20% or something, so you can stretch it out over the course of the game. That's the key. If the Ducks can be that hardworking team that Joel Quenneville has said from day one, that was, I think, the first thing we asked him was, what kind of team do you want? And he said, we want to be the hardest working team in the NHL. And they were for 20, 30 minutes. And if they can manage to make that into a 60-minute effort, they're going to have a chance to win more nights than not.
Something I noticed, and this is just watching the LA Kings for 2 nights before this. The Ducks looked better than the Kings. They did. I know the Kings walked away with a point the other night, or two the other night, but when you're looking at the Kings, the Canucks, the Flames, I'm going to stick with it. The Kraken as well in that mix to some degree. Those are the games you have to take. You have to take points away from those teams because that's who you're fighting for a playoff spot with, is those teams. It is wild card. You've got to get some luck out of St. Louis and Nashville and the Central. And I think, Zach, you and I were talking about it. Minnesota's really good, surprisingly good.
Really good. Utah's better.
Yeah. So you can worry about what you can with those teams, but realistically, you've got to beat teams like the Kraken. You've got to beat the Flames. You got to beat the Canucks. You got to beat the Kings, right? So not pulling away a point last night, you've got to go in on this really early road trip, really early. You got to pull 2 points out of tonight. You got to beat San Jose. It's not a good team. I know that San Jose has skated well with other, quality teams. They played well against Vegas for about 58 minutes last night. We won't get into that. About 58 minutes, they played really well against Vegas. The rest was not. But you got to go out and beat them. Want to move on from Ducks and talk a little bit about Angels. One last thing I noticed, and I'm going to go back like 3 months here. Thomas, you did not tell me that Roger McQueen had a badass baseball swing, man. He's got a good swing. He's got the arm strength and he's got the arm speed to throw, but his mechanics, absolute garbage. Garbage mechanics. If we're gonna talk, look, if we're gonna scout Gavin McKenna, I'm going back to Roger McQueen. Dude can swing it. He's a liability on defense.
Yeah, I don't think I recall really seeing them swing, because after I talked to them, I rushed up to get my story out, because I think it was pretty close to first pitch by the time they were swinging, and I think it was a Sunday afternoon, so everything's kind of a little bit faster on those days. But yeah, no, I saw the footage on social media, and I was like, holy moly, pretty good swing. Big kid though.
Big kid.
Huge kid.
Massive kid.
Yeah.
Going to Angels and Tom
Judge should run for his money.
Thomas, I'm going to come back to you for this one. Perry Minasian did address the media about a week after the season ended. It was on Saturday. I was out of town. You were at UCLA. Oh, speaking of, go Bruins. Heck yeah, let's go there. That was great. Penn State got their due justice. We don't have to worry about Gavin McKenna. We don't have to worry about that clown. We got the other guys, man. The other clowns of Pennsylvania. Thomas, neither of us were there for Perry's comments, but we were able to kind of come back on it. I know that you have the whole media session via email stuff. I think the takeaway was most people are going to call it lack of accountability. I don't really know what Perry could have said that would have given him accountability, because he's got to fight for his own job, right? He's got to do what he does. But what were your takeaways from Perry Minasian's postseason address?
Sure. Before I get into that, just want to say Drew Aller, flop. Not a big fan of him. And shout out to Jerry Neuheisel and Nico Liava for what they did over the weekend, especially Jerry. That was a really cool moment for him, and just a great moment in sports in general. See him, come out there as take over play calling duties for UCLA and be carried off like he did 11 years ago or so against Texas. So that was really awesome to see. But anyway, going into baseball and Perry's presser, it was it's just deja vu to last year. I mean, they're looking for a left-handed bat, looking for another third baseman. Same issues that they've been having continue to linger around this team. It's just a matter of what are they going to do in the offseason? Are they going to continue, which they likely will do, is just get a Band-Aid, to fill in spots on the roster and go with that. It sounds like I know he said he wants to get a center fielder in the offseason, but it also kind of sounded like they might just lean with Bryce Theodosio out there. And great elite defense. I mean, you can't replace that, but the bat is concerning. But I mean, it's an interesting offseason for Perry for sure, just because it's the last year of his contract with the Angels. Ownership has not shown any signs of extending that yet. I know he just got an extension the year before, but when you're headed the way they are right now, it's just a lot of what ifs are in the air. They're not really too sure on what the rotation's going to look like. I mean, it sounds like it's going to have Kikuchi, Soriano, and Reed Detmers is going to be back in. So you're still looking for those two other spots in the rotation. A lot of good free agent pitchers available this free agency. Zach Gallen and Framber Valdez, two guys that come to my mind. But the thing is, I don't know if the Angels are going to open the budget. It didn't really sound like that they were going to be really big spenders this offseason as well. So I would expect a pretty similar offseason to last year, and I think the one thing that really caught my attention was at the end of the presser where and I believe it was Sam Blum asking the questions, how involved he'll be in the manager search, and if the ownership trusts him to make the hire. And both questions ended with him telling Sam that, because Sam asked him a couple times about it, and just both answers were, you're going to have to ask ownership about it. So just really showed me that I don't know how much Perry, I think he'll be involved in the hiring, but ultimately I think it's going to come down to Artie and John Carpino. So kind of interesting to see what's going to happen. But yeah, I don't know if the Angels are going to let Perry make any big signings, especially at the last year of his deal as a GM.
And that kind of takes me to the next point. Jack, I want your thoughts on this. This is a job-saving next 3 months, 4 months for Perry. Obviously, this goes into the next 11 months, right? But the next 3 months are big job-saving opportunities for Perry Minasian and his staff. He's got a lot of people on that staff, too. I think Thomas kind of hit on it. So if you want to hit on the Perry presser at all, you're more than welcome to. But I think we wanted to move on to what do the Angels need to do this winter. And it's put up or shut up time. You can't sit there and say the goal is 500 for next year. The goal needs to be playoffs. No matter what, under any circumstances, the goal. I'm not saying it's going to be the reality, but the goal has to be playoffs, no matter what next year. This is year 6, or moving into year 6 for Perry. And that's what everything's been building to. We've been saying it for a long time. 2026 is when the window of opportunity starts. But if you're looking at job-saving moments and other things, you have to make the playoffs next year. Absolutely 100%, you have to make the playoffs. I don't know what they can do this winter to put themselves in that position, but it's something you have to do. So, Jack, I don't know if you want to touch on the Perry part or if you want to touch on the winter part, but something has to happen pretty substantially over the next couple of months here, and it can't just be something of Zach Neto getting an extension because we rely on him and we trust him.
Yeah, you touched on it. I don't know what they could do to turn this thing around in one off season either. Their problems are more than just trying to get free agents to come here. Their problem is, drafting, developing their own talent, and having the organizational depth to handle injuries when they happen, because that's what happens every year. They're competitive the first half of the year. They're playing just about 500 ball. As soon as the injury bug starts hitting, they're wiped out because they don't have the organizational depth to make up for it. But in terms of what they can do this winter, in terms of what the free agency market's looking like, I don't see how they can build a winning team unless Artie Moreno really opens up the pockets and really wants to throw some money around, which I don't know how likely he is to do that, just because if you look at the track record, one, Perry Minasian hasn't been able to sign a big ticket free agent in his 5 years here, and two, you look at all of the big free agent signings that they've had in the last, 15 years, how many of them have really panned out, I get a sense that Artie might be reluctant to hand out the big money because he's been burned so many times doing it. But
so
if you look at the...
Real quick, on that,
yeah.
Do you think that is something that is a flaw of Perry's, or do you think that's ownership saying after the Anthony thing happened? I think Anthony's the camel that broke his back,
Yeah. I think it's an ownership thing, not a Perry thing.
Sorry.
If I were to guess.
Right, and same.
If I were to guess.
I just want to go on that note, too.
Yeah. If I were to guess, it would be more of an ownership thing than a Perry thing. But they said they want a left-handed bat. They might look at center field. They're probably gonna have to look for a third baseman. If Cody Bellinger exercises a player option and hits the market, that's a left-handed bat center fielder that they can try and look at. But he's gonna cost you a pretty penny. Obviously, they need rotation depth, and like Thomas said, I think he said Ranger Suarez and who was the other one? You said?
No, I was saying Zach Gallen and
Gallen.
Framber Valdez are great options for them. Ranger Suarez too.
Yeah, Ranger Suarez. I think they could try and take a stab at Dylan Cease. I think they can get him at a slight pay cut. I don't think he's going to hit. Right now, the Spotrac has his market value at $26 million. I'm not sure if he's going to go for $26 million, given how his year went this year. So they might be able to take him at a slight pay cut. But everything else is just kind of like what do you do to move the needle? I don't think there's enough out there that really moves the needle for this team.
No, that's what
I could see them going after Merrill Kelly.
Yeah,
That's fine. That's fine.
pretty good
I'm pulling
picture.
up some contracts as well on my end.
I'm looking at the free agent page right now.
I just you know what this team really needs. I mean, above the pitching, right? You need Kyle Tucker. And Cody Bellinger is a fine discount Kyle Tucker, but you need Kyle Tucker. And Kyle Tucker is going to be the big ticket free agent this winter, I believe. But Kyle Tucker is the guy that he alters your offense and he alters your defense. He alters your entire lineup, and that's where I sit and say, yeah, he's going to cost the most. But if I'm Perry, I'm begging for that money. I'm saying, hey, like you want to be a winning team again? Let's go spend like a winning team. Let's go spend like the Mets. Let's go beat the Dodgers. Let's go spend like the Phillies. Let's have a $250 million payroll. Who cares? If it means we're winning, then who cares? That's what you need to do. You need to go win. Obviously, they address that they do need help at third base. So they, read between the lines on what that means. Anthony Rendon is not expected to be a productive player for this team next year or a player for this team next year, if you're being real honest about it. We don't know. He might show up to Tempe. He might return. Who knows? Anthony Rendon going out there next year hitting 300 with 100 RBIs. Could happen, right? Probably won't. 95 percentile, he won't. And good chance I don't even know if he's going to show up in Tempe next spring. I have no idea. But there is that probability. They're not going to take the chances on that probability of having anything when it comes to Anthony. They're looking for help at third base. Eugenio Suarez is a name I think would fit. I don't see anything internally. A lot of people are talking about moving Logan O'Hoppe over to third. But I think he's going to catch. He's going to catch. Yeah. It's him and Travis. That's the platoon. And then after that, if catching depth is a little easier because you just need someone to catch some baseballs back there. And with the ABS system, literally, you just need someone that has an arm and a glove. That's about it.
The third base market's really thin too.
They're incredibly. Suarez is like the top, and then it's done.
Because Bregman has an opt-out, and we still don't know yet if he's going to opt out or not. Right. So if he doesn't opt out, your options are Yohan Moncada, Eugenio Suarez, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, Justin Turner, Jose Iglesias, Miguel Andujar, Paul DeJong, and Chris Taylor.
Chris Taylor. That's fun.
He's listed as a third baseman.
He's listed as a shortstop, second baseman, center fielder, left fielder, right fielder. The only thing he can't do is catch. That's about it. So there's your lack of catching depth is not getting Chris Taylor. Zach, obviously, you view things a little differently than we do on this stuff, which is fine. That's what we need on this. So when it comes to people are calling for more accountability from Perry, right? They are. I don't know what Perry could have said that you get it. You get it because it's a political system. He has to give political responses, right? He has to. That's part of his job.
Sure.
He's got to make ownership look pretty. He's got to make himself look pretty. He's got to be political.
He gave no response, though, Taylor.
That's okay, but that's what I'm saying.
That wasn't an answer to a question. It was, hey, what do you think you need to do better at? Oh, we're going to move forward. You don't want to use any introspection at all to, diagnose what's going wrong? To know what you need to do to fix things? Just say, we're going to move forward.
But what would you... if you're in Perry's shoes, what do you say?
You say, we haven't done a good enough job and we need to be better. I think that's pretty simple.
End note there. No, that's what I'm saying, though. Is he's got to be on job protection, too. So your thoughts on Perry's conference, and also what do you think the Angels need to do this winter? And I'm being extreme. I'm being extreme here. I'm saying the Angels have to make the playoffs. I don't think they make the playoffs with this roster next year without dramatic overhaul.
I don't think you're wrong.
What is the dramatic overhaul that's necessary for next year? And the other thing about it is it's not like getting rid of Perry and bringing in a new GM is going to change that for next year. It's not going to change that under any circumstances.
No.
Bringing in Albert Pujols or Torrey Hunter or whoever for manager isn't going to change the circumstances.
Yeah. No. Real quick before Zach goes, I'm just going to point out, in the last decade where they have not made the playoffs or had a winning record, they've gone through 6 managers and 3 GMs, and it's resulted in the same results every year.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
That's exactly kind of where I'm coming from with this, too.
Right.
So I read Sam Blum's piece, which was scathing and, as it can be. But that's the line in there that stood out to me was exactly what Jack just pointed out, the managerial changes. Like, this is why my take on it is you can't, there's no introspection, at least publicly, being done here. Like, obviously, just, oh, we got to go get another left-handed bat and we got to improve the starting pitching. Okay, you've needed to do that for a decade, and none of that is getting fixed. And rather than address that and kind of be upfront and say, yeah, we've messed up here and we're gonna effort to do better, you just say, oh, we're moving forward. Don't worry about it. I can't judge my own job performance. I'm just gonna keep swinging. Like, it's to people that have watched this team fail over and over and over again in the same way for a decade plus. It's tired. It's really tired. And there needs to be some difference in the messaging that they are actually going to do something to fix it. Like, honestly, Taylor, if they came out and said, no, like, yeah, we're not here for improvement. Our goal is to make the playoffs. And then they back that up by making some big swings for things. I would respect that audacity a little bit, but they don't do that.
Well, they
just
did.
Say that,
they have
we need to.
They have
we
for
need to
4
move
years.
forward.
Because that's been their comment for at the end of the season is for 4 years. Is next year we're shooting to be a playoff team. We're shooting to win the World Series, and it's that same cop out crap that everyone uses. Now sometimes it works, but for the Angels it hasn't worked for 11 years.
Exactly, it's hollow, and there needs to be some difference to the approach, and whether it's like an actual difference in the approach, because I don't know how much it can change with already at the top of it, but some sort of public messaging change of, we're not going to do the same thing that we've done for as long as everybody else has watched. Because you talk to any Angels fan or observer, just it's the number one thing is it's tired. And I've spoken to plenty of people that have just said, like, hearing them address this season in the way that they did, they're starting to finally turn off of, like, I can't, like, go through this madness again. And you know, the thing that's a little, that I was gonna make a post about this and kind of held back on it because I didn't have my thought fully formed. But I went and looked at the attendance figures, and the Angels still finished 13th in attendance. They finished ahead of teams like Seattle and Detroit. And yeah, I know there's stadium size differences, but you know, I will credit the Angels marketing department. They do a good job with the promotions to get people in the ballpark.
Well, that's what.
But
okay,
I think people need to stop showing up to the ballpark.
And
So
also better weather,
better weather, bigger market,
Also true.
etc. But on that note, okay,
cheaper tickets.
talk about guys that are in way different positions here. AJ Preller with the San Diego Padres, right? They are playoff contenders every year, World Series contenders every year for the last, 4 or 5 years, closely. Another first-round knockout. Didn't make it to the World Series. Didn't make it to the Championship Series. If AJ Preller, but the thing I keep coming back to is I ask people in San Diego, I say, look, I know that AJ is doing his job. I know that he's putting the team in this position, but at some point, you got to switch gears, right? And I'm talking total bipolar opposites of Perry and AJ, where they are at this stage, right? But then the answer is, well, there was $3.5 million. There are 3.5 million people at Petco this year. AJ put people in the seats. AJ saved his job because there's 3.5 million people sitting at Petco every year, and that's it's a new record every year for amount of people attending Padres games. That's a thing that ownership looks at. Ownership's going to sit there for as much as we sit there and say, you know, hey, the Angels need to make the playoffs and the Padres need to make the World Series. It's 3.5 million people. And Angel Stadium, I'm assuming, I didn't look at the final figures, but I'm going to assume 2.7, 2.8 million people. I don't think they cracked 3 million this year. But
I can
whatever it is, right? It's over 2.5 million.
2.6.
Yeah, over 2.5 million people attend it. And I was like, that's the thing. People come to me and they're like, oh, being an Angels fan sucks. And I'm like, well, I'm not an Angels fan. I just cover the team. I've been doing this for 12 years or 13 years now. Like, it's just my job, right? And I said, but I was a Green Bay Packers fan. I grew up a Green Bay Packers fan. Then I started getting pissed off at the Green Bay Packers. You know what I did? I stopped watching. And now I'm I jumped on the bandwagon with the Rams when they came to LA, but like, it doesn't matter. I'm happy. I enjoy watching the Packers. I enjoy watching the Rams. And it has nothing to do with if they win or lose. I enjoy it. I have fun. So realistically, if you are an Angels fan that is tired of the product and done with the product, just take a break. Just stop being an Angels fan for a minute. It's not like you're a bad fan because you decide to take a break. if it makes you mad, if it makes you tired, if it makes you frustrated, just stop. Just stop for a minute.
Yeah. I don't
I'm not
clarify
gonna be
people like that as fair weather. I think they're maybe more passionate because there are people where it ruins their day, like their actual day,
exactly
when the Angels do badly.
So just stop watching.
As somebody that has just sort of stopped watching the team myself for the most part,
because
my summers have been so enjoyable.
Full transparency, you grew up an
so
Angels.
Easy.
Well, full transparency, you grew up an Angels fan, right? So like Jack Thomas, I'm not going to talk about your fandom when it comes to baseball or anything like that because we cover the team and we'd have to be unbiased, neutral, and everything like that. But Zach, you've covered the team once. Like you can come out as the fan of the team and say this, but
I went there one time and Ron Washington nearly died.
Well, whoa.
So
come on.
Okay.
That one's
he's fine.
I know you didn't swear.
Now.
I know you didn't swear, but that one goes in the swear jar. Like
he's fine now.
We need an out of pocket jar.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor and Zach are gonna fill that up.
switching. Like I said, we're gonna rename the episode to Switching Gears. Guys, I want to move off of this. I think we've just hit on it. Zach, what do the Angels need to do this winter? And be extreme. What do they need to do to be a playoff team next year? Be extreme. Sell the team. I don't know what.
Jesus Christ!
Trade rosters
for
with the
Vlad
Dodgers.
Guerrero Jr. Like, get Shohei back. Like, well, I guess that didn't matter when he was here anyway. I don't know, man. I really don't know. There needs to be some sort of culture shift because I think honestly there are enough dudes on this roster to sort of make something out of it, but they just don't have whatever it is, and that needs to change. But
fair.
I don't know how they can do that.
You mentioned something.
Meaningful way.
I'm gonna totally foot and mouth right now. A massive foot and mouth and swear jar and everything like that. You mentioned Vlad Jr., Vlad Guerrero Jr. There was a video that came out of fans at Yankee Stadium throwing water bottles at Vlad Jr.'s family. I just want to mention this, and I've said it before. The New York Yankees are the most professional organization across sports. They are an impeccable, amazing, incredible organization. Yankee Stadium is a cesspool of the worst people on the planet. Yankee Stadium and Yankees fans are disgusting and gross, and they need to all grow up and go home. Like, Yankee Stadium should just be, like, empty. Because the people that attend Yankees games, and Thomas, I know you were just there, and you don't have to say anything about it, but Yankees fans and Yankee Stadium is a disgusting place, disgusting people, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the crap, dude. Like, Vlad Jr.'s family should not have to worry about defending themselves at Yankee Stadium during a playoff game. So screw it. No, screw them, dude. New York Yankees, great organization. Fan base sucks. Outright sucks. Sorry, had to get that out of my chest. It pissed me off when I saw it.
No, you're good.
Pissed me off to no end.
I remember
saw
seeing
that.
a tweet. I remember seeing a tweet that said the best crowd at Yankee Stadium ever was the COVID season.
Yeah. Well, that's what they.
Because in the World Series last year, the guy that wrestled the ball out of Mookie's hand, right?
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
U of A grad, Zach, so it checks out.
Exactly. Yeah. There's something that Tucson water.
We're gonna have Matt Birch on this podcast just to rip you two. Switching gears. New name of the show. Switching gears. Switching gears. Let's go back to the Anaheim Ducks a little bit. In our script, I wrote NHL Season Predictions. Let's just do it. NHL Season Predictions, guys. I have
them written down.
I put my division winners. I put my wild cards. I think did I tweet it to you guys or did I text it to you guys? I can't remember. I have the picture of it.
You tweeted.
So I'll let you guys go ahead because mine is public. Mine is fully public. Mine has not changed over the span of 2 games under any circumstance for any team. So give me your division winners, your wild card, division winners, divisions 2, 3, and wild card for each, and then we'll talk playoffs. So we'll start with Thomas. You look like you have a notebook, so I'm going to go to you, Thomas.
I actually don't. I'm actually gonna take a look at it.
All right, Jack James.
Right now.
Jack James. Never let go, Jack.
Yeah, never let go. So the division winners, like the top 3 seeds in each division, or
go with the 4 division winners themselves.
Okay, 4 division winners themselves. Probably go Vegas in the Pacific. The Central's tough because I never want to count out Colorado, but I really feel like Minnesota could be dangerous. I'll go Colorado. I'll take chalk. Atlantic. That one's also tough.
Yeah, with the Florida's injuries.
I know,
because
because Florida's so beat up. They're going to have a slow start to the year, I think.
Well, they're 2-0, so maybe not.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
No,
Oh my God.
I get you.
Tampa. I'll go Tampa. As you can tell, I didn't do these before this show, so we're figuring this out live. Metro, we'll go Carolina.
All right, now give me your 2-3 for each spot.
For the Pacific, I will go Edmonton and LA. I still think LA's a good team, and if they didn't have a good offseason, I just don't think they got any better. In the Central, I'll go Minnesota and Dallas. Yeah,
Whoa.
Minnesota, Dallas.
Whoa. Okay.
Atlantic, I'll go. I said Tampa Bay. I'll go Toronto, Florida. And then the Metro. Yeah, there's not a lot of great teams that separate each other in the Metro.
No, the Metro sucks.
Yeah,
They're bad.
Metro's bad.
that is
Bad division.
Jesus. I think I'll go Washington, and I don't believe in any of these teams. I'll go Rangers, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I had to do. Same thing.
Yeah.
So save that. Keep that in mind. Write it down so you have it for the. Oh, who are your 4 wild card teams?
Cards.
4 wild cards, and then save it. We'll go to the playoffs.
Wild cards, I'll go Utah
Whoa.
and Winnipeg.
No
And
Anaheim.
then- No.
Okay.
I think they can be better, but I'm not
That's fine.
seeing playoffs. And then the 2 wild cards in the East, I'll go. I don't think it's going to be any Metro teams.
No Jersey? No Devs?
I have Ottawa. I'll go Ottawa. You know what? This is the year. Give me Buffalo.
Whoa. What a stud.
There you
I
go.
think
That's a bold one.
I think they squeak in.
What a stud.
I mean, you
Um,
take out their 13-game losing streak, they do pretty damn good last year.
Yeah, no, you just move the Ducks up one rung on the longest playoff drought chart. If
Yeah.
Buffalo gets in, yeah, go from 2 to 3 to 2.
Thomas Murray, have you got your predictions?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
All right. Pacific, I'm gonna go Vegas. I feel like that's obvious. Sort of the Central, I'm gonna stick with the Avalanche. I don't think you can ever count them out. They're too damn good. Atlantic, I like the Panther. Or nah, you know what? I'm gonna go Maple Leafs. Going Maple Leafs on that, and then for the wild card division, Metro. I'm gonna follow Jack and go. Or you know what? Yeah. I'm gonna stick with the Hurricanes.
Okay. And your 2-3s.
Yeah, 2-3s. Let's go. Edmonton for sure makes it, and give me the Ducks.
As a 3 or a 2?
Is the 3?
3.
Wow.
Give me the Ducks at 3. I think we're gonna see improvement, and I think
Let's go.
I really
Viewership
think
went up.
LA's gonna be in their own. I think LA's really gonna be in their own head this year.
Viewership
I think
went
they're
up.
messed
Good
up
on
from the
Thomas.
playoffs.
All right, man. Shoot out to the or shoot out. What else you got on the 2-3s?
Let's see, Central. Yeah, I'm gonna put. I don't know what order for this one, but I'm gonna put Dallas in there, and I'm gonna give it to Minnesota,
Okay.
and then we'll do Florida for the Atlantic, and Tampa Bay.
And who are your 4 wild cards?
And
You still have the Metro, right?
yeah, I was like, I still have to go to the Metro.
Oh,
This
that's
is so
right.
tough. We're gonna give me the Devils and Caps.
There you go.
And that's
And
just partially because I'm rooting for Ovi.
There you go. And who you got on a wild card?
I'll put the Kings in for Pacific. And then let's go with Utah.
And shoot out to the cheese toast, East Coast. You don't know that one, Thomas? You don't know cheese toast?
Jeez. I think I've heard it.
Hashtag cheese toast, baby.
Just gave me a good chuckle. Jeez. Man. Let's go Detroit. Why not?
I can jump on that. You got
John Gibson
one more.
leading the charge.
One more.
Johnny Gibson got pulled last night.
Yeah.
His debut.
Yeah, I heard.
Johnny 5 goals.
My friend's a Red Wings fan, but he said like 3 of those goals weren't his fault. So I'm like, all right.
Usually what happens.
It's the John Gibson story. It's usually not his fault.
Yeah.
No. Damn.
Give it
the
a Tim
last
Allen
one's so
grunt.
tough.
Ruh, 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 ruh.
Give me.
Go Red Wings. Ruh, 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 ruh.
Give me Alabama.
Screw it. Give me the Flyers.
Oh no.
Let's make
Jack,
this
were
even
you
more
here?
wild. Why
No.
not?
Wow, the Flyers. Okay, I'm thinking
Yeah,
Gavin
sure,
McKenna's
Tigers.
going to be closer to being a Flyer, but that's fine. He's a Philly
yeah.
boy. Did you finally?
I
figure
don't
out
think
you're an Eagles fan, right?
I am an Eagles.
Name me
fan.
3 songs. And I'm going to do this till you give me 3 damn songs.
I
dude.
can't. I'm gonna go on Spotify and just.
I'm telling you right now, I'm going to do this every episode till you give me 3 songs, Mr. Eagles
Oh my
fan.
God.
Fly Eagles fly. Woo! Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but they're not flying.
That's
right
one
now,
song,
right?
Fly Eagles Fly.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
they did. They did make "Take It Easy." Okay,
They did make Take It Easy.
Life
It's-
in the fast lane.
That's
So
their best song.
I didn't even.
It's up there.
It just kind of didn't click, you know. When you like
One
see
of
an
those
older
nights,
band and you're like, oh yeah,
another
they
banger.
made that song, huh?
I'm a
Gucci
huge.
Woman.
I actually do like the Eagles. So
No, my grandparents had the Eagles Greatest Hits CD, and that was the only thing they played in the car. That and the soundtrack to Cats.
nice.
So,
Zach, playoff predictions. Give me your
just
division winners.
just to prove that I did these
Nice.
before
Yep,
the
yep,
season.
yep. All right.
They were
Yep.
on a
Just so
post-it
we
note
can-
at home.
Yeah, so we can go full extent.
Like I did this before any of the games were played. I wrote like as I was doing my Ducks in Deep season preview video, I was like, oh shit, I gotta write these down.
Or are you
No.
finally going to give a
Very hard.
response, by the way? You
Yeah,
didn't put
we're
a
gonna-
Ducks season prediction in your season preview, and then on Ducks and Deep, the
I-
podcast that Zach
I
Kavanaugh
gave
hosts,
people
he said
options.
maybe.
I give people
Big-
options.
Big old maybe. So what do you got? Let's
I-
find out
look,
right now.
No. All right,
Right
we'll
now.
go through it. We'll go through it.
All right.
All right. Hold on. All right. Pacific Division. I think we're going a lot of chalk with some of these. Pacific Vegas, Central Colorado, Atlantic Tampa Bay,
Okay.
and Metro Carolina. I mean, Carolina's far and away the best team in that division.
Yeah.
It's
2-3.
close. 2-3s in the Pacific. Edmonton and the Los Angeles Kings. Despite how bad that defense looks right
Yeah,
now.
horrible.
In the Central, Dallas and Winterpeg. What is that? The Atlantic, Toronto and Florida. In the Metro, the New Jersey Devils and the Washington Capitals.
And wild card.
For wild cards in the West, Minnesota and Utah.
Damn.
No wild cards from the Pacific.
Ooh.
No Vancouver, no Calgary. And no Anaheim Ducks.
Oh my.
I just think because St. Louis is in that group too, the West is just so damn deep. Like even if the Ducks improve, like as I said in the video, even if they do everything right, I just don't think that there's enough spots for them to break into.
Yeah.
There's too many strong teams at the top. So
Who you got in the East?
I think that unquestioned improvement for the Ducks, but not quite a playoff team. In the East, the Ottawa Senators and the New York Hockey Rangers.
There you go. There you go.
Montreal and Detroit just on the outside.
So division winners, I did not agree with you guys. I went with Florida. Carolina, obviously. I think Dallas is the Stanley Cup favorite at the moment. And I also had Vegas in the Pacific. My 2-3s, I had I had Toronto as a 2, Tampa as a 3. I had the New Jersey Devils as a 2, the New York Rangers as the 3. I had the Colorado Avalanche and Winnipeg Jets. And I regrettably, at this point, after watching one game, this is the one thing I wish I could have changed. I have the Kings as a 2 seed and Edmonton as a 3 seed. I would actually have neither of those teams anywhere near that at this point. My wildcard teams would be the Capitals, Senators, Canucks, which I also am a little questionable on, and the Minnesota Wild. So, on that note, does everybody remember what they had? Everybody remembers?
Yeah,
Sure.
I didn't do the full playoff bracket like you did in your tweet because
Then let's just make it real easy.
I went to the conference finalists though. I have that.
Let's just make it easy. Playoff predictions. I've got basically my only surprise, I think, is the Kings over the Oilers. It's the only thing I have that's surprising in the first round. I've got Carolina over the Rangers.
Statistically impossible. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got Carolina over the Rangers in the semis, Florida over Toronto in the semis, Colorado over Dallas. Dallas, even though I said Stanley Cup favorite at the moment, had them out in the semis, and I had Vegas over the Kings. Conference finals, I had the Canes over the Panthers. I had Colorado over Vegas Golden Knights, and I really dug in deep here, guys. Whew. Stretch here. I have the Hurricanes beating the Avalanche in 7 in the Stanley Cup. Like you said, just
It's bold of you to assume that the Carolina Hurricanes would win an Eastern Conference Finals game.
they're gonna do
let
it.
alone
They're
the Eastern
sending
Conference
it. So,
Finals.
do you guys have any playoff odds you going for? Anything? Jack?
Like I said, I created my list as I was saying it. So
I have mine written down if you need time.
Go for it, man.
all I'm gonna say is a sleeper team's gonna be Utah. I think their goaltending's decent. I think they have some weapons. If they get hot, I think they can make a deep playoff run. I don't think they're going to win the Stanley Cup, but I think they can they can surprise teams and make a deep playoff run.
So let's go with that too. So we'll do quick playoffs, but who's your sleeper team? So Jack, you think the Utah Mammoth are the sleeper team?
Sleeper team.
Okay. Thomas, you got your playoff predictions there?
I mean, off the top of my head, but if you want my sleeper team, I'm gonna still ride with Ducks because I mean I put them up so high.
I thought he was
so
going to say
I'm
the
gonna roll with
Flyers.
that. Yeah, Flyers.
Flyers, super sleepers.
Dude, Ducks versus Flyers final.
Oh, hell yeah.
There
Let's
would
do
be
it.
dead bodies.
Trevor Zegras, Conn Smythe winner.
Dead
Goat
bodies.
Conn Smythe winner.
The Twitter sphere would literally launch a war against
That's
each other.
awful. Oh,
Ducks fans
God.
and Flyers fans are
that would be
at
bad.
opposite ends right now.
I love the whole
Cutter versus the Flyers.
what's the
Trevor
whole,
versus the Ducks. Like, ugh.
What was that line in Hustle? Philadelphia is known for their sensible sports fans. Yeah.
Yeah. Through batteries and Santa Claus, right?
You got any playoff stuff, Thomas? Anything?
I think the Golden Knights are gonna win it.
The whole thing? Oh, who's coming out of the East?
I don't know.
Flyers.
Yeah.
He's going with the Flyers.
Yeah.
Jack.
Game 7.
Because I'm saving Zach
Do you
for
want my
last.
chalk
'cause-
answer?
Was it?
Do you want my chalk answer now?
Yeah. Let's just go chalk.
I'll go Vegas over Tampa.
Okay. Wow. Tampa. Okay. Easy. Zach, sleeper team, and your rough playoff stuff.
Yeah, now that I think about it, it'll be hard for the Flyers to win the Stanley Cup or make the final for a team that doesn't employ a goaltender, as far as I know. My semifinalists, because I'll leave the sleeper is one of my conference finalists. So in the West, I'll have Vegas over Dallas. In the East, I will have the surprise team is the New Jersey Devils
Whoa.
losing to the Toronto Maple Leafs
Whoa.
in the conference final. And in the Mitch Marner Cup,
Oh God,
Oh.
Toronto over Vegas.
No.
that's
Yeah.
cruel.
You call me
That's
crazy
so
for saying the
cruel.
Kings are going to be Edmonton, and you have Toronto even winning a round?
Patrick Ewing theory, man. Mitch Marner's gone. They can free up. They'll play free and loose, and then they'll win the cup once he's gone.
Super sleeper team. Well, not super sleeper. Sleeper team that I've got my eye on, and we were talking about it already. It's the Minnesota Wild. They're a very, very interesting team. Minnesota is going to be very interesting this year, and I already mentioned my,
Thrill the
my
thrill.
stuff. Yeah, I already mentioned mine.
$17 million a year.
Yeah, it's all good.
I'm excited to see Z William for 82 games.
Yeah, other one. I got someone right here, so I might have to tell him go other side. So, all right, guys. That was NHL season predictions kind of thing stuff. I think we've said it. Anaheim. Thomas, you believe in Anaheim as a playoff team. The other three of us, I think we all agree though. It's going to be an interesting Anaheim team that could make the playoffs and actually be like.
It's not a knock against the Ducks.
No,
for me to say that they're not going to make the playoffs. It's just that the West is too strong. There's legitimately,
I genuinely
12
think
teams that can be playoff teams.
They would handle Edmonton better than the Kings would. So if they do make a 3 and Edmonton's a 2 or something like that, I think the Ducks could be a threat. Like I think they're fun.
If the Ducks play the same style they did as that first period, like if that first period is legitimately what this team can be, then they can get in a track meet with Edmonton. See what happens.
No, they're gonna be fun,
and they'll have the better goaltending. So
Edmonton doesn't have anything. They're a garbage team, dude. Come on, you know that. We all know that. Garbage place, garbage team.
Real quick, super quick. How many points Angels? How many points do the Ducks get this year? I'll go 87.
Yeah, because they were at 80 last year. I'll go 89.
Thomas?
I'll go 92.
Nice.
I'm believing.
I had a big fat 84 on my head, which I regret now because I'm the low man and I thought I was the high man on the Ducks. So sorry, guys.
I almost went 85.
I thought they were better than they are who we thought they were. Nope.
Yeah.
Well,
that's right.
You got to remember that they took a 21-point jump last season, and that was mostly based on smoke and mirrors and goaltending. So I think playing a more real style of hockey that's compatible to what they do, it will make them improve. But again, the West is tough, and they're really the only games that you should be taking points from every time is Seattle or San Jose and Chicago, and both of those teams have obviously game-breaking players in Celebrini and Bedard, so you may not even win those. So it's a dogfight in the West. So to improve and become a playoff team, you may only need 5 or 6 more points, depending.
Who wins the Gavin McKenna sweepstakes?
Pittsburgh.
I
think Pittsburgh's gonna be pretty bad
because of the whole Pennsylvania thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a combination of they're gonna be really bad, and I don't trust the NHL to not cook the books and let the Penguins retire Sidney Crosby only to get Gavin McKenna. So
I'm gonna go Boston.
That's my conspiracy.
Boston wins the sweepstakes.
Boston.
They win the lottery. They're going to win the lottery. That's the way I look at it.
I was going to say, like a Islanders type thing.
Nah, not that far down. I think Boston's going to be a bottom 16.
Yeah.
So.
Boston's got goaltending, though, is the thing that might, ruin that.
Mr.
In
Alaska.
the same way that
Jeremy Swayman from Alaska.
Yeah.
Jack.
I will be in Boston. I'll do you have anything that you want me to share with them?
We'll get on that
when I go next week, 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I'll tell you in a minute. Thomas, who do you think is going to win the sweepstakes here? Who's the worst team in the NHL? Or you can go my maneuver.
Yeah, I don't think it'll come. I think it's going to be kind of similar to what you were saying, going down with the lottery. But I'm going to still ride with what Zach was saying. I think it'll be Pittsburgh.
Fair enough.
Yeah. As Jack said it too, if San Jose's still bad, and if San Jose wins the lottery and gets Gavin McKenna with Macklin Celebrini, just write it off. We shouldn't compete. The league should just shut down for a few years and just give a couple titles to San Jose.
That's not true, Zach. Only a year.
Well,
Macklin Celebrini is going to be Vancouver Canuck. And as soon as he's an RFA.
Yeah.
Any last?
And Quinn Hughes is definitely staying too. I've got plenty of things to sell you.
Yeah, that's going to happen too. He's not going to New Jersey. Any last hockey thoughts, guys? Hockey thoughts?
I just haven't given my prediction on the Gavin McKenna sweepstakes.
Oh, yeah.
Do I go chalk? No, I'll get creative. I'll go creative. Philadelphia. Thomas's playoff making Philadelphia Flyers.
My Stanley Cup winning Flyers.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right. Forgot about that against the Ducks.
Yeah, you can't forget about that.
Any closing hockey?
If that legitimately happens, I feel for Trevor Zegras in such a horrible way.
I don't. He's going to be a Stanley Cup winner. Gets his name on the cup, dude.
Well, I mean, if it goes Jack's way,
yeah,
where it's like if he leaves and sees the Ducks make the playoffs, I can't imagine how he was talking about a seasonal depression in that ESPN article. That would only exacerbate that. I think
that'd be rough. Any last hockey thoughts here, guys? Closing it up.
I'm happy to be going to games that matter.
Yeah, I will be.
It's like so noticeable the difference between the last preseason game and the first regular season game of just like how much more this all matters compared to a week ago. Exciting.
Kind of closing baseball thoughts. Angels had instructional league play at Angel Stadium this last week. It ends actually the last game starts right now. So by the time
Can
you're
you
listening,
explain what this is to me? I saw a picture of this and I don't understand what it is.
Instructional league is just training camp. Simple as that. It's like, hey, Trey Gregory Alford, we want you to improve your changeup, so go out there, throw a game. There's no outs. We're going to put a random runner on second. There's no rules. It's a no rules practice, but in game
and it's all
scenarios.
Prospects.
Yeah, it's only kids.
So it's only like game situations. That
I think Garrett Richards went one year when after the ACL tear thing, just to get some live ABs kind of stuff against guys, but it's just random game scenarios. So these games at Angel Stadium are just Angels prospects versus Angels prospects. The MVP, from what I've been told so far, is Gabriel Davalillo, who is a kid who was playing in the Dominican this last year. He is a big-bodied catcher, is the way we would put it. Big-bodied, is the nicest way of putting it. And he has moved from catching to third base for the time being. They're going to split some time, catcher, third base. And there will be an article on Baseball America about that in the near future. But, Angels just closing out instructs here. Games were at Angel Stadium this week. Chris Cortez is a big name, second rounder from Texas A&M 2 years ago. Big time.
Famously got into it with Christian Moore in the College World Series.
He did. Yes, there was some foul language, swear jar language between Christian Moore and Chris Cortez, but they are good now. So, just quick closing baseball thoughts, guys. The bye week in playoff baseball, the Phillies went through it. The Blue Jays, if you're the 1-2 seed, the bye week, it's stupid. Jack, you know this. Hitters' timing is off. It's so dumb to give these guys a bye week. I think it's atrocious.
The Blue Jays looked perfectly fine.
They did. So. Well, something I wanted to mention. Last night's Dodgers game, Orion Kirkling, that sucks. It sucks, man. So, Jack, I wanted to go to you for this because I was talking to Jared Timms about it, my buddy Jared Timms, and I said, every single one of us has been in that same position, but we've never been in it during an elimination game in the eliminating moment, right? You've been in that position where you're just oh no, right? That sucks. I hate it. I hate it for Orion Kirkling. He handled it very professionally, very well. Obviously, insanely high emotions. So I just want to give an attaboy to Orion. Look, you got to do your job. It's professional baseball. You're paid to do your job, and that was not doing your job. But human aspect here, guys. Human aspect. This guy sucks. That guy's got to live with that forever. And like we said, sensible Philly audience. Come on. He's never living that down. So great for you, Orion, for handling it the way you did. I feel awful for that kid. Like I said, we've all been there. So best wishes to him. And don't go to Yankee Stadium. That place sucks. So, Jack, Thomas, Zach, thoughts, playoffs, anything? Anything?
Who was the catcher that you said it's coming out on Baseball America? Kind of sounds like the MVP.
Gabriel Davalillo.
When you first said his name, the first thing that popped in my head was Mr. Dabalina, Mr. Bob Dabalina, the song from the 90s.
Yeah.
So I've had that song stuck in my head for the last about 2 minutes.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, man.
So that's my final thought.
Gabriel Davalillo was the big bonus baby last year for the Angels. So, Thomas, Zach, baseball thoughts? Anything else? Anything to end?
Yeah. That sucks the way that Dodgers game ended last night. And I thought it was going to end in a walk kind of scenario because that's how they scored their first run. And I was like, wow, they're really going to win this game without actually driving in a run. They're going to win this game 2 runs from walks. But then it ended in the worst way possible. And that just completely sucked. And I feel really bad for him.
He could have balked that run home and it would have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough, too, because I know there's the picture out where there's Real Muto pointing to first base, telling him to go there, but he had his head down when it all happened. There's just so much, like...
And it's so loud.
We've all been
You're not going to hear him.
It's so heat of the moment, you know?
Yeah.
No, we've all been in that situation. T-ball. It doesn't matter where you are. We've all been in that exact situation.
Yeah.
We've never been in at that moment in time.
Yeah. Yeah, even if you're a hockey player, like you've been in that situation playing hockey or something like that.
I mean, it's a Bill Buckner. It's a Buckner thing.
Yeah, 100% is. Also, I just want to add, surprisingly, when I was at Yankee Stadium, the Yankee fans were better than the MetLife fans at the Giants game, but it's the same fan base.
Well, it's a different state.
Technically, but they all hop on the same train.
That's a different state.
To go across the river.
You can see one from the other. It's
barely.
I know I call the Angels the Anaheim Angels because they play in Anaheim, but realistically, it's the New Jersey Giants and the New Jersey Jets.
Yeah, but it's all there.
The tri-state area Giants.
I think MetLife is
Santa
closer
Clara
to
49ers.
New York than Anaheim is to Los Angeles.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself at Yankee Stadium.
But yeah, I'm gonna still stand with what you said on that. Just surprisingly,
Disgusting,
that's how my
awful place.
Weekend went. So if anything, they're both kind of whack.
Maybe it has something to do with the city. Oh no, Zach.
I've enjoyed Yankee Stadium and I love New York City.
Oh, good.
New York's great.
I just don't like the Yankees. I don't care for Yankee fans, but I like the stadium. Good, decent food.
The Yankees
food was
organization,
great.
though. Give the Yankees organization their due credit. They are the most incredible
I don't need to give
organization
them
in
anything.
sports.
I don't need to give them anything.
That's fine.
They have enough.
That's fine.
Just your money that day.
They used to have enough. Now they need something.
It was Yankees Red Sox on Sunday Night Baseball, and the Red Sox won. So that was.
That doesn't narrow it down at all. I don't know what game you're talking about.
it was no. You know what? I can narrow it down even further. It was the day that LeBron signed with the Lakers. I remember that.
Okay.
Because I got the notification in the stands.
Fair enough.
And I was wearing a Quebec Nordiques shirt to really stand out. At Yankee Stadium. Speaking of, it looks like the Avalanche are going to wear some Nordiques throwbacks this season. Which,
I did see that.
Nice.
Can jump on that. Well, was it Nate McKinnon matched Joe Sakic's Avalanche record, which just shows how insane it wasn't the Nordiques, it was the Avalanche record for Joe Sakic on like points or assists or something. And it's like that's just how absurdly good Joe Sakic was compared to. So, all right. The whole reason everyone came, you come for the sports talk, you stay for the album reviews.
Let's go.
So Zach, I got two for you. I have not thrown, the 20 to 80 grade system, right? 20 to 80 grade.
No.
All right, Jack, 20 to 80 grade. It's a scouting system for baseball. 80 is the best, 20 is the worst. I almost threw my first 80
that
grade.
makes no sense, but okay.
Okay. Well, I almost threw my first 80 grade on an album. It was a debut album by Old 60. So if you get a chance, go listen to Old 60's album. But the reason we're here is because Zach Kavanaugh wants to talk about Megan Moroney's live album, the M.I.O.K. tour. So, Zach, tell us all about Megan Moroney, because I liked that album a lot. That is a good tour, great shows. I think the live album really expressed how good Megan Moroney was in the live show without having to look at her, because obviously that's why most guys go to her shows, so they can look at her instead of hear her. And I think she's better vocally or audio-wise than visual. So, there you go.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know? Okay. I would understand if that was like a slap, but I actually know that you don't know who Megan Moroney is. She is.
I have no idea who that is.
If Morgan Wallen wasn't alive, she'd be the voice of the SEC.
Sure.
Okay. She's country Barbie, but like not like Carrie Underwood Barbie, like legit, like out of the box kind of Barbie. Like more Barbie than Margot Robbie.
More power to her,
Yeah.
I guess. Good.
Zach, what'd you think of?
I'm sorry, that's a dead end for you.
It's fine. It's all right. I already made my. We make fun of Thomas for listening to bands that sing about fornicating with dogs. I'm gonna make fun of you for the 2 songs that Blink 182, Jack. Blink 182.
Okay.
Yep. Connect the dots. I'm gonna make fun of you because your favorite. I've heard 2 songs from that album, the TS12, right? Showgirl album. Taylor Swift is singing about erections now. Like, dude, come on, man. Like, if we're gonna go into reviews here,
Is that true?
She's singing about Travis Kelce's erection. It's as simple as that. It's a song about Travis Kelce.
Damn.
It's simple as that. That's not a swear jar. I could go even worse. What's it called? Zach, what is that song called?
It's called Wood. And the lyric you're referring to is Redwood tree ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my thighs.
Yeah. So, what did you think of the
There's
album?
also another
Zach?
line in that song about being cured by his magic
Wait.
wand.
Wait, the song about Travis Kelce's erection
It's called
is called
Wood.
Wood.
It's called
Well,
Wood.
here's the thing.
Dang.
The thing that's so funny about this, right, is you ask because
My
Taylor's
boy
been
got
asked about
wood.
this in her little interviews that she's done over the weekend, and most of the song is actually about like superstitions. Like it's called Wood because like knock on wood and something like the opening lines are something about a lucky penny and things like that.
Thomas,
So,
when I
That's what
introduced
she'll tell you
Zach,
it's about. But
when I
you
introduced Zach, I said the guy that doesn't knock on wood, even redwood trees. That was a reference.
I still prefer Wood by Alice in Chains.
Yeah, Alice in Chains has my favorite Wood.
my review of
Pause.
the album, it is not her best work, certainly, and it took me probably the first time I listened through it, I was like sort of taken aback by what it was because I had some expectations for what it was supposed to be, and then once I got the expectations out of the way and I listened to it the second time, the instant I pressed play on the second listen, the first song like clicked in. I was like, oh, okay, now I know what I'm expecting. Lyrically, not her best work. I think a couple of the songs on her might be the worst lyrics she's written in 12 albums. But musically, like sonically, there's so much that I like about this. Like there are some certified bops on here that I really enjoy listening to. It's not a top 5 album for her, but it's better than the initial hate cloud would let you believe. There are certainly some bops. I enjoy it, and more looking forward to her next album. But there's some good stuff here for sure. If you want my recommendations for my favorite songs, Opalite is a bop. Wood is actually very good. It's a shame that it's only it's the shortest song of the album, but it's a good listen. Also a fan of Life of Ophelia, the title, the lead track, and then Elizabeth Taylor is probably the other banger for me.
I think you and Heidi have the same. I think you and Heidi have the same thought process on the album. So,
Yeah.
let's call it a wrap, guys. I think we went off the rails plenty.
Insanely
hold up.
quickly. Cody Bellinger expected to opt out of contract and become a free agent. So
Nice. There you go. There's your
Now we know.
left-handed center
He's a
fielder
free
right
agent.
there.
Taylor,
Yes, sir.
I have a question for you. I'm gonna test your age.
I have an aunt. Oh God, thanks, man.
Yeah, if you're gonna come after Zach, I'm gonna come bail him out.
Fair enough.
All right, what is this? Do you know what this is?
No,
I feel like Zach would know.
it's creepy. It's what it is. Is creepy.
It's Sunny Angel.
Who?
You guys not know Sunny Angels?
No.
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 Damn,
swing and a
it's
miss.
like a thing. It's like a thing a lot of young people are buying. What about this? You know what this is?
Oh yeah, there's
Nope.
like a There's like a collection of those things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I've
both
only
of them,
seen-
you buy a mystery
So-
box.
I don't know what it.
Okay.
I don't know what it is,
I mean,
but I know that it's like
there-
a thing.
Taylor, are you confusing these with Labubus?
Yes, I am.
These are
100%.
These are not Labubus.
That's what I thought it was.
these are not Labubus.
No.
I have a whole
So-
lot of Labubus right now after last weekend, but
Heyo.
none of my Labubus got kissed, so I'm very
Boy,
sore.
All right.
Yeah, that's how old I am. I have different
No,
Labubus.
so when it comes to being old, this is my last thing that we can do, and we can finally wrap this thing. Uh, I I have to call out Patrick Present from the Hockey News for
Uh-oh.
uh, just making all of us feel fucking ancient. Sorry, swear jar.
Oh, I know what you're
Swear
talking
jar.
about. I know what you're talking about.
So Matthew Schaefer, number one overall pick from last year's NHL draft, made his debut with the Islanders the other day, and by playing, he is the first player in the NHL that was born after the Anaheim Ducks
Oh,
won a Stanley Cup.
that's right.
Which, ouch!
Yeah.
It all goes downhill from here. Ouch.
Uh, what was the one Erica West and I were talking about? I can't remember. It was I can't remember if it was Nelson Rada, Angels top prospect, is like 20 years old, and I can't remember what it was, but it was something like American Idiot by Green Day came out the same week that Nelson Rada was born, and Erica and I were like, oh god, like this is awful. So, all
It's a
right,
young man's
let's
game.
end this friggin' thing, man. Jack, you won an award. You're a Wally winner for Cronkite News. Congratulations. Last thing for Jack. How hard did you throw? Like the hardest baseball you ever threw?
It's tough to say because the last time I was like actually clocked on a mound, I was still in high school.
Counts. It's fine.
I would like to say once I got into college, I could probably touch 84, 85.
Okay. I broke a 90 off. It's like 19. Striker Pence is a sophomore
Oh,
at
yeah.
Santiago High School in Corona. He is a sophomore, 16-year-old, the nephew of Hunter Pence. He threw 101 multiple times yesterday, and I cannot for the life of me think of any 16-year-old on the planet in the past that has done that. I was thinking Lucas Giolito, I think, hit 100 as a sophomore. I think. And that's about endgame. So if you are in the local Corona, Riverside, North Orange County region, South Inland Empire, North Orange County region, there is a 16-year-old throwing 101. Go be part of the myth. Go support Santiago High School
He's
baseball.
got quite the hair too.
He's a stud. He can also hit a ball like 500 feet. I mean, he's not a
Yeah.
two-way, but he's obscene. Weekend plans. Thomas Murray. I'm not done with this episode. I had another one for you. I got a three-peat. Another one of the three bands. You got to eliminate one of it. You got to eliminate two, keep one. Simple Plan, Boys Like Girls, or Good Charlotte. Thomas, who you got?
Who am I eliminating?
Who you keeping?
I'll go with Good Charlotte. Their early stuff was good, but Simple Plan kind of annoys me. And Boys Like Girls has like 2 songs.
Zach Kavanaugh, who you got, man?
Yeah, I think I go with the same logic as Thomas. I like Simple Plan a lot, but they are certainly as they've gotten older, they're leaning into like the Scooby Doo song that they did and the Disney covers, which I enjoy, but artistically, it's not exactly Mozart.
Jack, who you got, man?
I'm gonna keep Simple Plan just for the sole reason of I know their stuff more than the other two bands, so it's just based on familiarity.
I think you guys are all psychos. Boys Like Girls are freaking awesome. Awesome. Let's call it weekend plans. What do you got, Thomas? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm going to a concert at the parking lot at the observatory because it was, I guess, too big for the inside, the actual observatory in Santa Ana. So I'm doing that, and then it's my girlfriend's mom's birthday today, so happy birthday to her, and I think we're going to go somewhere on Sunday. I don't know where, maybe Santa Barbara or San Diego. So that's what I got going on.
Good on you. Zach Kavanaugh, what do you got?
Well, I've got a free day tonight in San Jose. I've been told that I should go check out the San Pedro Square Market. That's probably where I'll end up this evening. No NHL games on the first Friday of the season. I feel like is a misstep, but everybody's playing tomorrow, so you couldn't get one game today. Whatever. But yeah, then I'll obviously here in San Jose, so I'll be tomorrow at Duck Sharks morning skate and at Duck Sharks game in the evening, and flying home on Sunday, where I get to teach my grandparents about how the Anaheim Ducks new parking lots work. So that'll be fun.
You're going to have to teach me because I'm going to come see on Tuesday. You and I will be there.
It's easy for us. For
Okay.
everybody else, there's a little bit of hang-ups.
Gotcha. You and I will be there on Tuesday. Jack James, what do you got going on this weekend, dude?
I just want to put an emphasis on what Zach hit on. No games first Friday of the NHL season.
Thanks,
No
Manfred.
football tonight. Only one MLB playoff game, and you have 0 games on the slate today. I feel like you could have. You had what, 14 games last night? I think they had
14 games last night, 15 or 16 tomorrow. Yeah.
I feel like you could have had the no games yesterday.
Doesn't the AHL
I
start
don't
I think
tonight?
so, but that's maybe. But that's
I don't
not a
know.
reason to not play the
Either way.
NHL games.
Either way, that just grinds my gears. Anyway,
I'll make a little
Grinds
plug
my
for you.
gears.
Come out to South Pasadena High School and come to a high school football game tonight.
Yeah.
There you go.
yeah, sure, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, great.
But
That grinds
Weekend
my
plans.
gears and sure, man, cool. All right.
years.
What do you got,
Yeah.
Jack?
Weekend plans. Various birthdays. I got a cousin's birthday tomorrow. I got mine and my cousin's birthday Sunday. Even though both of our birthdays already passed, we're just celebrating because we're both in town. And then I head back to Arizona Tuesday morning for the second half of the semester.
Awesome. Good to have you back on the show. I am going to go fishing, per usual, and I am also going to teach myself how to throw baseball left-handed, because I wrecked myself last week, so that was fun. On that note, let's call it a day. You guys can follow Thomas Murray on socials at Thomas_L_Murray. You guys can follow Zach Kavanaugh at ZachCav, ZACV at the end of that. And you can follow Jack Janes at Jack Janes_. You can follow me at TaylorBlakeWard. And let's get out of here. Go home. Get out of here. Let's go. Come on. Good time. Get to the weekend. Have fun.